Hi, so this is my first stream of consciousness rambling monstrosity. I don't know if this will end up on YouTube or not, but if it does, I hope you enjoy it. I probably don't care. Well, I do care a little bit, but the chances are, if you see this at all, then you'll just think, what is this idiot going on about? Why is there a dog in the background? He's just using those dogs. Here's another one. He's just using them for attention, and he's such a sick bastard that he would use his dogs in this way. Sorry, his companion animals. Because, PETA is such a sensible organisation. Did you know that PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, actually put down a lot of their animals? They have shelters where animals get euthanized on a mass basis simply because they think it's inhumane to keep them as companions or even as pets. Now, I love my dogs, and I'm sorry, I eat meat. If I did not eat meat, I would still have dogs as pets. Anyway, whoa, controversial statements. Possibly, you might say. Here's a Kong toy for my dog. I like to think that I look after my dogs well. I think that we've fucked dogs up over the years with artificial selection, so we've done a lot of inbreeding and stuff to create breeds. Now, Millie there is quite a normal dog. She's crossbreed, and we're not sure what breeds are involved in her makeup. However, Marcy here, named after Marceline, the Adventure Time vampire girl, is this monstrous creation. I think she's a pug crossed with a Shih Tzu, or we know she is. But essentially she has the flat face of a pug, but the fluffiness of a Shih Tzu, and that's hilarious. But yeah, it does introduce various breathing problems and so on and so forth. So think very carefully before you buy a pedigree dog. You should always go to a shelter. We didn't, but arguably you should. You should at all times consider a shelter if you get an animal for a pet. Now, where am I going with this rambling video? Who knows? So today I met one of the hairy bikers, and they're a BBC couple of cooks, TV chefs on the BBC, and they're northern, so they're from Newcastle or around the area of Newcastle upon Tyne, where I'm from also. And I was on the way home back from a Christmas party, and I decided to pop into a local for a drink, and I see this guy and I hear him talk, and it sounds like this guy on the TV, one of the hairy bikers, and I say to him, "Hi, are you one of the hairy bikers?" And he says, "No." At this point, I sit back down with my pint and I consider my options. And then I go up to him again and hold my hand out and I say, "I'm sorry about that indiscretion earlier. I understand." Thinking that it obviously is him, he just didn't want to involve himself in that discussion. And that's a completely understandable position. I know that if I was recognisable, I might get tired of it too. But essentially, I found out that it was indeed him, Simon, or Si, one of the hairy bikers, and it was a private party that I was inadvertently gate crashing. Turns out the venue was open to the public, but also there was a private part inside. Now, I learned from some of his invitees that it was indeed him, and this woman I was talking to called him over, and then I said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I repeated that I shook his hand earlier, and he said, "Yeah, we're cool." And then I just blurted out, "Oh yeah, so I met Macy Williams last year at Boomtown Music Festival. You know, Arya from Game of Thrones. I thought that I was immune to this, being autistic and so on and so forth. But I actually am not. Turns out, I was like, oh my god, famous person. What am I doing? Like, what am I going to say?" And yeah, it was just nonsense. And this woman was like, "You were completely cool with me. Now he thinks you're a dick." And I was like, well, who cares? I don't care what people think of me. As long as I try to be a decent person, then it doesn't matter. Now, saying that, my girlfriend's in the next room. She's probably trying to sleep. And I shouldn't be talking so loudly. I bet it's echoing in the room. Yeah, fuck it. I've had a little bit to drink, and I'm quite happy with myself. I've got a new job. I've got the December off. Or the rest of December off. And it's nice. So yeah, I noticed that I was talking to myself a little bit, and I figured that at least other people can see me being a prat this way, and I don't have to worry about being completely mad. Although, arguably, it takes a special kind of person to do these video logs, and I don't know how long I'm going to be able to maintain them. Ooh, we're on 4 minutes 55 seconds. I don't know what I'm going to say for the next 5 minutes. I'm going to try and make these things at least 10 minutes. Well, a fixed 10 minutes probably a good idea. Otherwise, I mean, I could ramble on incoherently for the next half an hour. I've been known to do that in the past, on telephone calls and the like. So, well, I'm called Mark. Nice to meet you, whoever you are. Assuming this gets any attention at all. I don't know why. I think it might, but who knows? I don't even care either way. I'm concerned about my digital presence. However, there's nothing disagreeable in this video. I'm not about to say something completely offensive. It's just my opinion. Although earlier I might have said something controversial to some people. If I did, then I'm sorry. It's my opinion. I believe in free speech. I don't believe in intentionally offending people, but however, I do believe that you do not have a right to not be offended by something that someone said. You know, it's a fundamental human right, the freedom of expression. So yeah. Oh, I guess I might throw out that I'm an atheist. Goes hand in hand with being it goes hand in hand with being an autistic person. I reckon I have high functioning autism, otherwise known as Asperger's syndrome, but it's fallen out of favour these days for whatever reason. Yeah, if this is too loud because of Millie here, then I'm sorry. Oh, it doesn't like it. I'm gonna just rely on Marceline to provide some of the entertainment for the next few seconds. Yeah. No. She's such a good girl. You can't really see much of her because of the low light. I know. I can't be bothered to get up and turn the light up. It's on a dimmer switch. And I like it a bit dim. I think that's one of the things. I don't like bright lights whatever time of day. I try to keep my lights dim. Why am I going on about random crap that no one gives a shit about? Who knows? I was wondering why this girl was smiling at me in the street earlier today, and then I realised that I'd put this shirt on. I got this t-shirt from Facebook, and a few people have asked me for it, what it means, and I was like, it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You know, at the end of the episode, yeah. There's also a Christmas version on Facebook now, but you know, I'm not that much of a sucker. I did pay more than the t-shirt itself was worth to get it shipped from America, which is annoying, because now I feel like a massive fucking hipster. But, c'est la vie, right? C'est la fucking vie. Right, so, I think I'm going to chill out now. It's 8 minutes in, and I'm going to watch the last ever episode of Peep Show. I love fucking Peep Show. Have a good night, everyone, or good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is, in your neck of the woods, in your part of this wonderful world. Peace out, motherfuckers. No offense to anyone who has actually fucked their mother. Where am I going with that? I'm going to leave you in peace now. Goodbye.